welcome back for another episode of the Wednesday Watch List. This is my weekly look ahead to all the new comic books coming out this Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. I'm going to give you a rundown on all the things you need to be aware of before you go to your shop as far as new releases goes, some hidden things, some variants that should be coming out, etc. Hopefully you're enjoying this series as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure that you like, you subscribe, you hit that alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. Sorry this is running a little bit late, but last night I did crack a filling, so I had to go to the dentist today and get a little bit of a emergency root canal done to take care of it, and it's a little sore, so I got a little bit of a headache, but I still should be able to get through this, hopefully in less than an hour. So without further ado, if you want to see this week's rundown, just hang out for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. All right, so let's kick it off with the top of the stack, as we do every week. This is my top of the pile, first reads, books that I can't wait to get a hold of when I get my books this Wednesday. The first things I want to crack open and get into. So this week, one of my favorite titles going right now, I'm looking forward to it again. Batgirl, number 17. The Curse of the Blood starts here. New story arc starting. I probably should have put my little new story arc, little intro there, but I forgot. But anyway, number 17 is coming out. I'm looking forward to this. Multiple covers on this. This is the cover A, which, is pretty good. There's an Eom as well, so you can go this route if you want to. There is a variant that we'll be showing you later on in the show when we get to that segment, but there's also a logo. So apparently DC, I think, is going to be running these logo variants across some of these books because, well, we have them here on the first two. Here's the Batgirl logo. I guess it's good for signatures or remarks, but other than that, I don't know. I'd rather go with art personally. But, spend your money how you like if you want to get the logo variant. Outside of Batgirl, I also want to get Batman this week. So this regular run Batman, number 7, the Matt Fraction run. Still enjoying this, so looking forward to what's going to happen next. Issue 7, Blood and Money starts here. So new story arc once again. We got the cover A right here. There's also a foil version of that cover A, which, takes the trade dress out of it. There's also a B variant as well as a C variant. And then other covers here as well. We got a Ryan Sook, which ain't bad. And then we also have that logo cover that I mentioned before. So this is the new Batman logo. You got the blue and the gold. Kind of like that as far as the color scheme goes. But at the same time, I still would rather go with one of the art covers personally. But outside of that, if you want to go the incentive route, there is a 1 in 25 done by David Aja if you want to grab that, which is also pretty cool if you ask me. I kind of like this. But again, I'm kind of biased. I do like Aja's art. So with that, those are going to be the two books that are at the top of my pile. But outside of that, I do have my blind pick for this week, which is a book that, again, just based off of the criteria of who's doing the book, where it's coming from, etc. No prior knowledge, no prior access, anything. I'm just banking on this thing being a pretty solid read or a pretty solid book. And the book that I'm looking forward to this week from my blind pick actually is another new Image number 1, which, if we keep going as we've been going, every single new book seems to be spiking on the aftermarket this week. And this is one that's already started too. It doesn't come out till Wednesday, and that's not why I picked it. I did not pick it because it's starting to sell for 20, 25 bucks. I picked it because it sounds interesting. So I'm looking forward to Narco number 1. Basically, he's got the main character here has a rare form of narcolepsy. When he gets excited, he passes out. He's adapted, but at the same time, he has an infatuation with the girl next door. That sounds interesting. But when he witnesses her murder and collapses, he becomes suspect number 1. So I'm like, all right, seems like an interesting kind of tale. It's got me hooked based off of that little bit of a clip. And, as far as the art goes, this also reminds me of, what was that? The Plastic? I think the series of Plastic. I don't know, just something with the art. It does remind me of that. But anyway, I'm looking forward to this. And yes, it is already starting to sell for premium prices, which I don't know what's going on with this market these days. I mean, that's, again, not why I'm picking it. It just happens to be the case. I do like the cover A here, but honestly, I'm more of a fan of the movie poster homage. So I'm probably going to get that one, despite the fact that, market-wise, people enjoy the cover A's more than they do the B's. But for my pick, I'm picking the B because I like the Vertigo cover. Also, there's a blank too if you want to go and get a blank. But as I mentioned, this is an homage to the movie poster for Vertigo, the Hitchcock movie. So there you go. You can see the two side by side. Very well done. I dig it when this is done properly with the the text in the right, format and all that. So I like it. The right font, and then, everything laid out with the, the credits and etc. I dig it. But it's a personal thing. With that said, that's my blind pick for this week. But, and it's also going for a premium, which I mentioned. The fact that that's already going for a premium and what we have next caused me to come up with this new little section, new little segment that I'm going to add in here, and that is a heads up. Oh, look, I'm blocking it. But that's fine. I'll fix it for the next time, so it won't be so large, I guess. But this is a little bit of a heads up on some things you need to be aware of before you go to your shop, like that book Narco already selling at a premium, because it is not alone. Also, we do have the second print for Dork coming out this week, and it's already showing as sold out in a lot of online places, and it is also selling for a little bit of a premium on eBay already, like you're seeing $10 to $15 copies being sold. So if you didn't get a chance to get that first issue, that cover, first print #1, here's a second print for you to get a shot at it. But don't worry, if you can't get this, there is a third print on the way as well. Solid read. I'm still looking forward to issue 2, but that won't come out till next week. But this is your chance to catch up if you can go grab one from your shop if you missed out that first time. But also be aware that shops were given a special thank you edition from Image. You know how they do that. So it's a virgin, one per store, one per account type book. And this thing is already selling for like over $100. I mean, it's getting crazy. But if you get lucky, or if you got a good relationship with your shop owner, maybe you can get this at a decent price, and maybe you do well for yourself too. But one per store for this book, doing very well already. Not only that, here's another book to keep an eye on when you go to your shop this Wednesday, because it's been selling for premium prices for the last 2 weeks at least. And that is Nectar #1 out of Vault. It's got an interesting concept. I am going to be picking it up. I already pre-ordered it based off of the, I do like Vault books, but also like the kind of setup here. Something about butterflies and a sort of a vampire-ish kind of sounding, infection. But we'll see how it goes. Point being, you need to be aware that this has already started, like, it was hitting $25 last week, like a full week before release. It was already selling at these big premium prices. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I'm not entirely sure. Yes, sounds interesting, but this market is getting crazy these days with these preemptive pushes. I mean, these books aren't even out yet, and we're already have them, selling for 5 times the cover price. To me, that's a recipe for disaster, if you ask me, because that can't hold. It's just not sustainable long term. So be careful with your money. Try not to get FOMO. Hopefully you get a hold of this. I think second print already on the way for this one as well. There are multiple covers. There is a foil edition that you can get for this one too, which is kind of cool. This I did order because, well, I do like these black bag, not suitable for work covers. I did get this one done by Suspiria. It's going to be polybagged. Don't know what the cover yet looks like, but again, I already ordered one of these for myself too. I did not, however, get this 1 in 10, which I really do like. This is a Wayshek. I like it. It's really cool, the skull. But yeah, this already, again, just like the regular book, selling at these big premium prices. And then we've got other variants as well. There's a 1 in 10. There's a 1 in 20. There's also a 1 in 30, as well as a, guess what? A 1 in 40. And yes, finally, we'll bring back the 1 in 10, take away the color on most of it, and that'll be our 1 in 50, which this in itself is selling already for like $200. I think I saw an auction in play for, and it's not even out yet. Craziness, folks. Craziness. Again, who knows what's going to happen long term? I'm just wary of the huge surge before the book's even out yet. I don't know what is it based off of, but hey, I'm looking forward to giving it a shot, giving it a read. But much like Dork and White Skies and the Hippopotamus book, and just the last few weeks, the market has just had no patience. It's just surging right from the start. But with that, we're going to take a pause, and we're going to remind you all, if you need supplies, go over to BCW, use my code RENA10 for 10% off your entire order. That's your bags, your boards, your long boxes, your short boxes, CGC boxes, top loaders, basically anything to keep your comics or collectibles safe. You need supplies. You hate spending that money, so you might as well save some while you do it. 10% off by using my code RENA10. So, with that out of the way, let's get into the rest of the books coming out this week, starting off with DC, and first, the Absolute Universe. So we're going to start off with the Absolute side of things, because it's not really part of the regular DC proper. Well, then again, maybe it is, because they showed up in KO. But we're still going to look at them separately. So the Absolute Universe is going to be our first stop here on the show, and we're first going to look at I think Absolute Flash coming out this week. So we do have issue 12 coming out here, Absolute Flash with multiple covers. Yeah, you can see there again is my little pull list coin. When you see that, that's a book that's going to be on my pull list that I'm actually picking up for myself. I can't get them all, but I'm getting a good bit this week. So you'll see that coin a lot. Anyway, cover A. There's 3 more covers after that. You got a B, you got a C, and you do have, there's a Gilliam March right there, and then you do have a D cover here by Lyrics Lee. So you could pick your favorite. I, once again, will most likely just stick with the A and save that $1 because DC books, the extra covers, cardstock cost an extra $1. So I'll pay the $4.99. The other ones are $5.99. I only generally go for the $5.99s if there's a cover that I just absolutely must have. And here, I actually like the A the best, but that's just me. Also out this week, we have Absolute Superman number 17. We've got Parasite, ultimate, I want to say ultimate, Absolute Parasite coming out here. So we got a lot of purple. And yeah, cover A is probably going to be just like the one I said, going to get that one because it's cheaper. Though I do like the Perel here. Something about the, the reflection in the cape. It's kind of cool, but I still think I'm just going to stick with the cover A. Other options as well. We've got this one as well as a 4th one right here. I think it's a Mirko Adolfo on that last one, but like I said, I'm probably just going to stick with the A personally. And that's all we've got from Absolute, apart from a hell of a lot of reprints or later prints, but we will get to that later in the show. There is a ton of 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 11th, 12th ridiculous reprints. We will get to that later. But for now, let's get over to the regular DC and see what we have here on the regular DC side of things. And not a lot for me personally in the regular DC universe, but we got a couple of books for me to point out for everybody else. Maybe you're picking these up. I just fell behind this Arcadia. I liked the first issue, but I never got around to reading the 2nd issue, so I don't know if I'm going to pick up the 3rd yet, but I did like the start of this storyline. I just honestly didn't keep up with it. But Arcadia, this is a crossover with Batman, Green Arrow, and The Question. Like I said, cool start. I'll probably pick this up once it's all done. It's Black Label, pretty cool, but book 3 is coming out this week. Also, Batman Static Beyond. So you got Future Static, you got Batman Beyond. That's just not something that's really in my wheelhouse, but here we go with issue 4, 3 different covers. You pick your favorite if you want it. I always keep saying I need to be reading Justice Society of America. I like the Jeff Johns run from way back in the day. This is Lemire's probably doing a pretty good job here as well. I'm just not, I don't have the space. I don't have the bandwidth to add this title right now, but I will probably go back and check these out. But yes, issue 17 coming out with 3 covers. I like the one in the middle personally. And then there is another one of those logo covers that we're going to be seeing, I guess, out of DC a little bit more. I don't know. Again, it's good for signatures, remarks, and etc. But outside of that, I'd rather have the one in the middle. Apart from that, Poison Ivy also coming out this week with issue 42. You got the cover A, you got an Eom right there. We've also got a couple other options as well. You got Zanubovich, and I forget who did the last one. That one is kind of creepy. Just something about the way that it's lit with the sitting in the chair hugging like that. It's a little unsettling. I don't know what it is about it. There's just something unsettling about it. And then there is another one of those logo variants, and I guess this is Poison Ivy's logo, I guess. So there you go. We got one of those logo covers, and that's it. Oh, I mean, we'll get to some more stuff, but that's it for the regular mainline DC stuff. Apart from we have KO. So the DC KO event is actually coming to a close this week. I mean, there'll probably be some sort of epilogue or whatever, but the main core issue 5 of the miniseries is coming out this week and should be ending this story here of this event, and winner will be chosen. So this is the end here, and yes, I will be taking a look at it. You've got the acetate cover A. There is a foil edition as well as the Daniel Warren Johnson with the whole wrestling thing, which is also kind of cool. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the foil edition, which it's the cover that's inside the acetate, but all in foil. Then we've got there's a bunch of other options here. So you've got, so a little bit of dark side there. Actually, a bunch of dark side covers because, well, it's the end of the story here. There you go. We got some more. There you go. Another dark side there. Ben Oliver. Here we go with the Dan Mora, the little versus kind of thing. We got another Dark Side. We've got an AEW cover also with Dark Side. And then we do have a 1 in 25 if you want to go the incentive route with some of the absolute characters, I think, in the background there. Or at least I think it's Absolute Wonder Woman. Maybe it's regular Wonder Woman. I'm not sure at this point. Losing track of where we're at in this story. But final issue coming out this week. Storyline should be over. We'll see where we go from there. But from here, we are going to go over to Vertigo, and Vertigo only has one new title coming this week, and it is a continuation of a series that I'm just actually not picking up. I tried out the new stuff, but I need to go back because we're already here at issue, what is this, issue 8 now? Yeah, issue 8 of Nice House by the Sea. So I'm well behind on this storyline. It's just one that I just never connected with. Even Nice House by the Lake, I got that first issue, but I didn't pick up the whole run, etc. So I bet it's good. If it's good, please tell me down below if I should be reading it now and I shouldn't be wasting more time. But for now, as I said, there's only so much time in a day, and so many books. But with that said, here are some other variants coming out from DC that you should keep an eye out for. First up, the corner box. This is something new. They're starting this month where they're going to be doing the corner box for all of their titles. As you remember when they did it over, I think it was over the summer, we had the Superman ones. So we had the Superman and Supergirl, the corner box thingies. But now we're going to be seeing it across the DC line. So with that, we're going to show you what I'm talking about first with our first example of Batgirl. Yeah, we already looked at this book, but what I'm talking about is right there with the the price and the issue number, the corner box right up here. Yeah, that's the cover that we're going to be getting. Just that art that we have there in its own cover. So boom, there we go. This is the corner box variant that we're getting. So is Jorge Jimenez, I believe, doing these, or at least doing this one. Might be doing the whole run for all I'm certain. And they're also foil. So throw that on there too. But yeah, so Jimenez also doing the Batman. So it's the Batman corner box. I'm not going to show you the whole cover. You can look at the regular covers we already went through. These are the corner box pictures. Same thing with the JSA. No, but this is a different artist. Okay, so they're not all done by Jimenez, but they are all different covers. Yeah. Oh, well, this one is, though. So 3 out of 4, I guess. Anyway, Poison Ivy is the 4th and final one for this week, and we'll be getting more of these again across all the DC titles, I believe. Also, this month, it's International Women's Day covers. So I think we've only got one to talk about for this week, and we'll see if there's any more after that. But, oh no, we got 2. I'm sorry. We've got the Batgirl. So issue 7 of Batgirl by Lyrics Lee, and then Lyrics also doing the Poison Ivy as well. So there you go with 2 covers there. I believe there's more on the way, but we have more on the way in the form of Marvel. So we're done with DC, wipe our hands of that, and we're going to move on over to Marvel next. As I said, I got to keep this thing rolling because a little bit of pain, a little bit of discomfort, and just going to keep talking and get through this. Anyway, Marvel. What do we have with Marvel? We are going to start off, and I also switched up some of the categories here a little bit too, like I did with the heads up and etc. You'll see. It'll make more sense as we go through it. But regular Marvel Universe to start, all new Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider number 8. We've got the is it David Marquez, I believe, Mysterio cover, and then there is a B cover here as well. So if you're reading the Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider, as you saw, no gold coin for me. I'm not picking this one up, but there are 2 cover options for you. Meanwhile, The Avengers, number 36, the epic finale, which I will most likely be picking this up because I kind of like the end of things and also want to see where we're going to go from here. But yes, issue 36 is the end. Legacy issue number 802. It's the end of this run of The Avengers, and then we'll see where we're going from here. This is, as you can see there, a connecting cover. It's a wraparound connecting cover, so I can't show you all of them individually, so I'm just going to show you them all together. So this is the overall overarching image across the last 3 issues of the Avengers, wraparound covers. So it's 3 issues, but opened up, spread out, and yeah, a lot of Avengers. A lot of Avengers here. You look at them all. There's just a lot of Avengers to be covered there. 3 covers, a lot of characters. They're always fun when they do these, but yeah, there you go. All 3 of them. From there, we also have these variants as well. We've got this one on issue 36, and we got another one over here. A lot of Kang stuff, a lot of the current team. And then this is a foreshadowing variant. So I guess we're going to see the end of something here. I mean, we've got, yes, looks like the death of a lot of characters in the future. Always a possible possible future for the MCU, like Maestro's, apocalyptic sort of a vision of things. So many different apocalyptic futures, right? Especially when we work into the X-Men side of things. But anyway, we've got that. Then we go to the incentive of a 1 in 25 with Kang there on the cover. So if you want to get that, there's your incentive for Avengers number 36 before we restart and see where we're going for with something new. We are seeing the end of Daredevil and Punisher with issue 5, so I'm going to be picking this one up. This Palmiotti Bianchi little team up here. I'm into it. I like both of these characters. I like the street level stuff. So yeah, I'm going to be grabbing the end of this. This is the cover A, though I think the winner of these two is the Peach Momoko, which I don't often find myself preferring the Peach Momoko covers, but something about this one, I like it. I like it. Something with the skull and the watercolor. I dig it. So I like this Peach cover. We also have Nova. Not the end yet, but issue 5, Nova Centurion. Going to be getting this because I like Marvel Cosmic. If you know, I like picking up all this stuff. So we got Star-Lord, we got Nova coming to a head with things. We've got 2 covers and then a 1 in 25 as well, if you want to get that. From here, we're going to go over to the Spider-Man corner of things and look at the next installment of Death Spiral, Spidey's current event that just kicked off last week with that Death Spiral special. So this week we have the next part 2 of 9, with Amazing Spider-Man giving us the next installment of this Death Spiral storyline. And we're talking about issue number 23, Legacy 987 for ASM. And yeah, it's ASM, so I'm going to be pulling this. Pretty fine. I mean, yes, Ed McGuinness, not bad for the cover A, but you'll see there's a lot of other good options here. There's a connecting cover here that's going to be part of a 9 cover set. I'm assuming it's going to be 3 by 3, but we'll see how it plays out. So far, we only have these 2, so we'll put these 2 together, and you can see the spiral in the background there, and I think that's going to be the image with all the characters around. Kind of like, can't think of the event where J. Scott Campbell did those 9 covers together. But anyway, one of my favorites of the week, the Talavera. Ivan Talavera here with MJ as Venom. I'm not still a huge fan of her as Venom, but this cover is just awesome. So definitely like this. Bermejo also giving us an Amazing Visions cover here, but it's a connecting cover that will connect with next issue of ASM with, I think, Carnage on the other side, but I don't like the weird split. It's not as bad as that Superman one. Remember the Superman one where it's just an odd cut on his face? This makes sense. It's like a 50-50 split of Spidey, one villain on one side, you get the other half on the other, but it's still not my favorite when characters are cut in half on covers. Personally, it's, I don't know. It just seems unfinished, even though it does connect. I don't know, but it is Bermejo. It is still pretty cool, and I'm still going to get it along with the Talavera. This is a double dip month for ASM for me. Week, I should say. Can't even say month because these things come out, I think, more than once a month these days. Anyway, moving on from here, there is a Bagley, I believe, as well. And this is supposed to be like a foreshadow or a classified cover. I think on Midtown they weren't showing this cover because I guess Target variant. I mean, yeah, Shocker's a Target, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the big tease is here. I mean, Shocker's on the other cover over there, so I don't know what the secret is. But we do got a 1 in 25. Here's your 1 in 25. MJ. Classic kiss with MJ there. Then we've also got the Talavera brought back here. Awesome. 1 in 50, but without the trade dress. That's pretty cool. And then we've got the Lee Bermejo as well. Take that trade dress away, and that's our 1 in 100. So, yeah. Not original with the high ratio incentive variants, but both pretty solid art. Though I'm just going to spend the cover price and get the trade dresses because it's too pricey. But that's just my personal opinion. Now, I've decided to scrap the Shadows of Tomorrow for the X-Men corner of things. Yes, that's the current storyline, but I still see the X-Men as a separate little nook and cranny of the MCU or the Marvel Universe comic-wise. So I'm going to keep them separate, but we're just going to go with this instead. We're just going to go with the X and, yeah, put a little me as Cyclops because I like Cyclops. Anyway, this is going to be our little X books corner of things. So instead of just doing all the Shadows of Tomorrow, while some books are still Shadows of Tomorrow, we're just going to do all the X books here in this little segment. So with that, first one up, Iceman Omega. And if you'll notice, it does not have the gold coin because I don't like these collected web comics that they just sell as collected editions. I don't personally need it. So, and also I'm not a huge Iceman fan. So this Iceman Omega one shot, first time in print, it's just not going to be for me. But we got a couple of covers here, one, a two, and I believe a third. So you pick your favorite. Marvel, unlike DC, they're all the same price. So you just pick which one you like. We do go to Shadows of Tomorrow for Moonstar #1, and I will be picking this up because I do pick up almost all of the X books, at least to give them a try. I might not stick with every series through the whole ways through, but I give everything a try, and I'll give a Moonstar a try here as well. A lot of cool covers here. A is not my favorite of the bunch, but we do have the Marvel Comics Presents, which shows her sitting there reading an issue of Daredevil. That's kind of fun. The Sway is probably the way that I'm going to go. I like that Swaby cover there. Then we've got another option there. And then we've got a 1 in 25 by Joelle Jones, which is pretty cool. I do like this one. There's a Hidden Gem variant as well for the 1 in 50 by McLeod. And then we do have the Sway brought back as the 1 in 100 Virgin option. But I'll just get the trade dress and be happy with that. From here, we'll go to Wolverine, #17. I know, I normally don't pick up Wolverine. As I said, I don't like a solo Wolverine book all that much. But one, he's had a lot of guest stars in this run with Silver Sable now, and we had Alpha Flight before. But it's also Dan Panosian doing the covers, so I'm getting it for the Panosian cover alone. So with that, I'll keep checking this out. Anyway, you got the classic costume too. I kind of like that, bringing back the classic costume. And you got Silver Sable, so you got that option. I'm getting the Panosian, though. The Puppeteer Lee ain't bad. I'm still going with the Panosian cover personally, though. The 1 in 25 Delato is pretty solid. I will say that. I do like it, but I try to limit my consumption of 1 in 25s because, the wallet, the wallet can only strain so much. And yeah, I do like it, but I'll just stick with the Panosian and be fine. X-Men, #26, Danger Room Part 1. So a new story arc starting here. Cover A. We've got multiple covers on this one as well. Vecchio. And then we have this, I think it's, Derek Chu giving us, looks like a Kung Fu stance Cyclops. And then we'll take this Kung Fu stance Cyclops, take that trade dress away, and that'll be our 1 in 50. I didn't put the 1 in 50, but that's a 1 in 50 option up there. So from there, our last X book is the annual coming out this week. So yeah, I don't like picking up annuals, but it's X-Men, so I got to get it, I guess. So X-Men annual coming out this week. Pink cover, reminds me of the first appearance of Psylocke. But then you got a B option here. It's that Sanford Green, I think. I think Sanford Green did the B cover, which I don't know. I might go with that. I kind of like it. And then there's a 1 in 25 by Greg Land. But like I said, incentive wise, don't like paying those extra bucks for that. Especially when I have to go back and do things like buy a Star Wars book, which has been a while since I've read a Star Wars book. But I'm kind of intrigued by this week's offering. So let's take a look at what that offering is. It is actually The Shadows of Maul is coming out this week. That's a prequel to the upcoming Disney Plus show. So going to check that out. So I guess I got to check out the comic too. So I'll be grabbing this one. Derek Chu cover here. It's fine. We've got this headshot here. I forget who did this cover as the cover art, but there's a Panosian. So I'm going to get the Panosian. Personally, like I said, I'm a fan. I'm biased. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, so that's going to be the one I'm definitely grabbing. There is a Women's History Month variant here. So we've got a lot of the ladies there in the Star Wars corner of the universe. And there's a really awesome, this is the 1 in 10, which is okay. They call it the photo variant, but it's the animation from the, like the Clone Wars and that type of stuff and the upcoming show. So it's not really a photo as it is the show variant. I don't know how to explain it, but photo quality here on the 1 in 25 is just a really cool Bjorn Barron's cover. I dig it. It's just, it's simple, but it's awesome. I don't know what to tell you, but that's the 1 in 25. And then there is a 1 in 100, which is the Panosian, but without the trade dress. I'm fine with the trade dress. It does fill that empty space at the top of the cover for me. So I actually prefer the trade dress in this instance, but there is a 1 in 100 on it. So keep that in mind as well if you're a high ratio collector. From here, we will go on to Marvel's variants, starting off with Doom Homages. homages, however you want to pronounce it. I believe all three are properly correct, depending on what language you speak. It is a French word after all. But anyway, let's take a look at what we have for this month. There are a bunch coming our way, but for this week, I think we've got 3. And we're going to start off with Amazing Spider-Man. And yes, it is a pretty cool throwback to that Marvel Superheroes number 20. Dr. Doom, classic Doom cover. So, yeah, cool. We've also got this one, this book. You remember this got hot for a while because of Doom's kid. So 247 of Fantastic Four being homaged here on Avengers. So you can get this one if you want. This land is mine. Then we do have Doom. You remember this. This one was a hit 2 years ago. So Doom number 1, this giant size one shot, but this time on Wolverine. Yeah, pretty solid. And I think this is Sanford Green giving us this one. Right? I think so. Anyway, those are the 3 we have for this week. Yeah, it was Sanford Green. There we go. Here, my list tells me. So there's for this week. Next week, we're going to get 5. And then a huge week on the 18th. And then 4 more at the end. So it looks like we're getting about 20 or so of these things. So on the way, Doom month. Also, for this month, we have a new Stormbreaker theme. And we only have 1 this week. But it at least tells us what the theme of the month is going to be for these variants, and apparently it's going to be some sort of monster covers, as X-Men has this monsterish version of magic, I guess. More looks like a woodland creature, but sure, it said monster cover in the write-ups that I saw, so that's what we're going to call it. And those would be our Stormbreakers for this month, with the young gun artists over there at Marvel giving us these covers. This one done by Gorihiru. So with that, before we get to the indie stuff, just like the BCW code, you can still use that same code RENA10 over at Gemini for your comic supplies. So again, you can still get some boxes over there if you want to get some boxes, but mostly you need those Gemini mailers. Those you need to mail comics, boxes, individual comics, small stacks, etc. Shipping supplies. Use my code RENA10 to save 10% off over at Gemini. Just like the BCW code, you hate spending that money on that kind of supply stuff, but you got to do it, so you might as well save some money while you do it. So RENA10 for 10% off your entire order. You help out the channel, you get yourself a discount. You got nothing to lose. So with that, let's run on over to Image first and start on with the independent books for this week. And yeah, we got some interesting stuff coming out of Image this week. Mainline stuff, not a lot that I'm going to get personally, but I already told you, we got the Narco. I'm going to be getting that one. Lost Fantasy is a title I really do need to get back to. I am interested. I want to get back to checking it out. It's just I got to remember where I left off to know where I got to pick up before getting to issue 8 here. It's already up to issue 8. So I feel like I fell behind very quickly. 2 covers, A or B. And then we do have incentives with a 1 in 15 and a 1 in 25. Radiant Black also out this week with issue 40. Jeez, I'm way behind on this one. I've heard this again. I've mentioned it every time we get to Radiant Black. I go, people tell me it's good. I feel so far behind, like Invincible. I got to go back and read them. It's true, though. One of these days I will get back there. But Radiant Black, number 40, cover A. You've got another cover there, which is actually a connecting cover. And then there's a 1 in 20, which is a virgin version of that cover A. And speaking of the connecting cover, let's just take a look at it for here. I think there's like 4 of them that go together. So, these are all virgin covers, so there's no trade dress in the way. It's just art all the way through the last 4 issues. And I think there's 1 more to come to wrap this thing up. I think maybe 2. I'm not sure, but we'll get there when we get there. For now, there is our connecting cover set for that. And we will get on to the Sacrificers next. Number 19 with a cover A and a 1 in 10, part 4 of 6 of its current storyline. The 1 in 10 looks kind of cool. And then we've also got 2 covers on Scorched, issue 49. So we are getting close to that milestone 50th, where there's going to be a crap load of covers and those impossible high ratio McFarlane sketches, etc. Once we get to 50, we got them on the last 2, right? With the Gunslinger and the Kingspawn. So Scorched is next to hit that 50th issue milestone for McFarlane over there in the Spawn corner of things. Anyway, here are the 2 covers. Pick whichever one you like. This Sleep series is wrapping up. This one just never connected with me. I didn't love, like, the first issue concept was interesting, but I just couldn't keep up with it. Issue 8 though is the end of this storyline, so if you are keeping up with it, this is your final issue. We've also got The Walking Dead. So we'll get to something in a second, but first, Walking Dead, the deluxe colorized versions. I think these come out like every couple of weeks. But issue 132, multiple covers here. We got one, we got two, we've got a third one there by Tedesco, and then we've got some connecting covers. So let's get into these first. So we're going to deal with left hand side first and look at this set because it's pretty cool. I mean, you got one, two, they kind of move on. I mean, some of the connections are a little wonky. Like, it feels like there's something missing in there, but there we go. Maybe I missed one when I was doing this, but otherwise, there you go. The cover set goes and rolls on. It's still pretty cool, but not nearly as cool as the Art Adams one. I didn't realize his connecting cover set goes back to the beginning. So we're at issue 132, mind you. He's got currently 19 covers that connect. 19, going back to issue 1 of this run. Issue 20, the next issue, issue 133, will have the 20th cover. I don't know if he's going to go a whole way through and just randomly doing covers because they're not in order. They're mostly like first appearance, key issues, etc. that he seems to be popping in. But as you can see here, this is 132. The last cover he had as part of this set was issue 108. You can see connecting right there next to it. You got Ezekiel with the tiger, and you got Negan there. And going back through the whole series, I told you, it's 19 of them right now. Issue 100, 98, issue 95. All kind of key characters. You got Negan, and I don't even remember all the characters' names. You got the Jesus, and you got the governor coming up soon. But look at all of these characters running through the whole run. And I didn't realize it. They're issue 53 now. This is like 80 issues ago. This set is just rolling on. It's shown on issue 19. No idea. I just stumbled into this. Look how far back this goes. And then through the very first 4, 3, 2 with Glenn, and then Rick there at 1. So all the way back to the beginning. There's Art Adams connecting cover set. I don't know how big it'll be when it's over, but it's already at 19. I know it's going to be at least 20. I looked through what's been offered, shown ahead of time. The next 20th cover will have it, and then the next 2 issues didn't show anything that will connect to this. So who knows? Who knows how big this thing will be? But I just think it's kind of cool. I'll check back in on it later. We still got a whole mess of issues before we get to the end of the Walking Dead deluxe, series anyway. Anyway, moving on from here, issue 4 of Youngblood. I don't know why I keep pulling this. This is just like one of those train wreck things. I just can't stop. I just got to stop and look at it. I don't know. I just keep getting them. And here we go. We've got 3 covers here, none of which are great. I mean, I'm probably going to get the Kaneda because it's different art. Because, yeah, I don't really love the other ones. Then we've got these ones options here as well. I don't like the Morat. I mean, we've got 4 Liefeld covers, and then none of them are really great. There is a Tyler Kirkham, which is a 1 per store apparently, but I couldn't find the image, so I don't know what it's going to be. But there apparently is going to be a 1 per store for this issue 4, and I think it's a Kirkham cover, but I don't know what it looks like. So good luck. If your shop carries it, maybe you can grab it if you want it. This week, we're actually getting some image firsts. So I decided, hey, let's put these in here. Not quite facsimiles, not quite later prints, because they're sort of like facsimiles, but they are done for $1. That's right, $1. So you can not catch up, but you can get the first issues of a lot of series to give them a try for only $1. They've been doing this for a while now, image firsts. So here's 2026 allotment. We've got Bitterroot #1, Chew #1, Darkness #1 from back in the day. That's right. I mean, even Chew goes back pretty far, but Darkness goes back OG times, back to the 90s. We've got Feral. We've got Low, 7 to Eternity. I know that I brought that one up lately because that was one of those, the last time that I remember we were seeing a lot of these indie books heat up right out of the gate because everybody was looking for the next saga. They're like, oh, the next saga. It's 7 to Eternity. No, it's this Extremity. And it's this, that, the other. It's monstrous. Some have held, some maybe not so much. Seven Eternity was a good read. Still haven't finished it. It was very dense. I will say this. It was dense, world building, very interesting. I lost track of where I left off. So I got to go back and finish that. I know that for certain. But apart from that, we've got three more. We've got two Witchblades. We've got Volume 1 and I think Volume 3, new number ones for $1. And then you got Youngblood number 1 for $1. And I believe this is the reissued number 1, like the reworked new art, new dialogue version, not the OG, 1992 version. But yeah, anyway, Image first for $1. That's what we've got. Image is also giving us Invincible month. So Invincible is coming back with season 4. I still got to finish season 3. I'm playing catch up, almost there before we get to season 4. But we do have some variants this month running across all the Image titles. So I think all the Image books will have them at some point over the next month. But for this week, we only got a couple. Narco, brand new number 1, but they're still getting in on the action with this cover here, Invincible variant, and then even the Walking Dead reprints or deluxe editions giving us this one as well. So that's it for this week. Only 2 issues, even though there were supposed to be 4, but Department of Truth and Rook Exodus 10 both got pushed pushed to later on. And then you can see here a whole bunch more on the way. That's a lot of books, a lot of Invincible covers, and a lot of tie-ins here. If you're going to collect this set, it's a healthy list. So with that, move on from Image. Let's get on over to Oni and see what we got here. Not a ton. I will be getting one of the books. I think we have a new EC horror book, or EC, the Cruel Universe, so the EC science fiction side of things. So I'll be grabbing Cruel Universe number, where are we at? 8? Yeah. Probably got to go with the cover A here. Tom Fowler, I think, did the B, but I think I'm just going to stick with the A. There's regular allotment of variants with a 1 in 10, the 1 in 20, which is the B cover in sketch behind the scenes form, and then the table of contents version for the 1 in 50. Pick which one you like. Autumn Kingdom issue 2 is coming out. You've got just the title basically on the cover A, and then you've got Ito on the second cover, which is pretty cool. I like it. The whole watercolor art. If you haven't seen the art done on IG, check it out. It's phenomenal how it is done, and a lot of good stuff and a lot of good covers, especially lately. But here is the B cover on this title, which is also the 1 in 10 when you take the trade dress away. And there's also a third open order option if you want to get this Autumn Kingdom series. Moving on, Cult of the Lamb, not my deal. 2 covers. Then we've got a blank and a foil. Pick them up if you like. This is kind of also reminds me of Murder Drones. It's like something it's generations. I'm too old for it. It's not for me. This is, I believe, video game based, and I think Murder Drones was like some YouTube based thing from last week. Man, that was the indie hit of last week. I just don't know about everything. I'm an old man. I'm an old man these days, but not too old that I can't appreciate Rick and Morty. As Rick and Morty: The End, I love the show. I've talked about this before. The comic doesn't scratch the same itch, but it is coming to an end, it looks like, with issue 4. I think we got 2 more before this mini-series is over. 2 covers, and then, oh, shoot, there was 2 variants. Sorry, I missed out. I must have deleted them by accident. But there was a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 20, I believe, for that series as well. But we're rushing ahead to Dark Horse because I missed out and deleted that by accident. So let's get on over to Dark Horse and see what Dark Horse has in store for us, as we only got a couple of books, I believe. 1 more in the Hellboy side of things. So Lands of the Unknown, The Skinless Man. That's cool. Mignola there on the B cover. Pretty cool. Issue 1 of 2. It's a little 2-issue, little mini series. We've seen tons of these in the Hellboy corner of the universe. So there you go. We've also got these. We got an Avatar book, a Star Wars book, and issue 2 of this Touched by a Demon. Pick these up if you want them. Boom. We've got Boom this week as well. What do we have from Boom? I think we got a couple of things. I think we got a Hello Darkness, which I will be picking up. So we've got Hello Darkness number 19, another anthology, horror-wise. I still like these things, even though I'm falling behind. I will admit, I've fallen behind on Hello Darkness, but I'm still going to be picking them up, apart from the fact that I love the Rebecca Pueblo covers here. I just, don't have time to read everything. Really can't keep up. But I'm still picking it up. Issue 19. I'm getting the cover A, most likely. Though the Frizen ain't bad. You got the Jenny Frizen here. We've got another option here with this Virgin cover. I think it's Raleigh Rossmo did this one, I believe. And then we have this League of Their Own, but in hell. At least that's what I look at it as. And then we've got, we'll bring back the cover A, take the trade dress away. There's our 1 in 10. And then we'll bring back the League of Their Own and take the trade dress off of that one. And that'll be our 1 in 20. So yeah, let's wipe that away. Cool. Pick those up if you want them. Boom's also giving us Briar Night Terrors issue 3. Yeah, you got an A cover. That B cover is pretty solid. I like it. A little bit of a surprise on our face. What? Ooh. That is also the 1 in 10 incentive if you want to get that one. There is also open order virgin version of the cover A, but the 1 in 10 is right there, which is kind of cool. Then from here, we got Power Rangers Prime. There is an Edo cover on one of these as well, A, B, and C. And then we've also got a version of the A. The 1 in 10 is a version of the B. And then we've got a virgin 1 in 15. And then finally, a virgin 1 in 25 if you want it. Solid covers across the board, but Power Rangers is after my time. Generation after me. It's more of my little brother. I shouldn't say generation. More of my little brother's thing than me. But moving on from here, that was Boom. Now let's go over to IDW and see what IDW has for us this week, as we've got a few titles, not a ton, but a few. Starting off first with the end of Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring. People have said this run wasn't as good as the first one. I still have to read it all, so I can't say, but I did get them all. It's got to read them all. And I did get the B covers across the board on all these because I like the movie poster homages. I'm a sucker for those, especially when it's weird little things like this. You know, it's a Serial Mom of all things. I'm like, who remembers Serial Mom? There you go. And then we do have the, I want to say Doctor Who, the Dr. Zeus cover here as well. One of those book ones. So there you go. Last issue of Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees, issue 6 of that series. Then we get the next installment of this Godzilla book with issue 8. Pretty cool covers, of A and a B. And then I do enjoy the 1 in 15s here with the incentives because they've been doing these movie poster homages to the classic Godzilla movie posters. I'm showing you here the one that we're talking about right now, and you can see pretty well done. It's a match for match, you know what I'm saying, with the characters and the trade dress, etc. Pretty cool for a 1 in 15. I like it. We also got a Sonic book. So Sonic Racing Crossworlds, this one shot with A and a B and a 1 in 10. And then we've got Casey Jones giving us an A and a B for his issue 5. And then we do have a 1 in 25, which is a virgin version of that B cover. And then we can move on to Turtles and Godzilla because Godzilla is crossing over with everybody. So this is part 4 of his crossover with the Turtles. And we've got 3 cover options for you there. And then let's bring that third one in and take the trade dress away. That's our 1 in 25. Kind of a cool image, though, with the reflection of Godzilla looking down the manhole in the puddle, and then you see the turtles in the hole. Kind of fun, but I don't know. Too many crossovers. I can't believe we're getting the Romeo and Juliet one, I think, soon, too. Romeo and Juliet and Godzilla. Who would have guessed? IDW Dark. So, IDW Dark, we've got that Twilight Zone book coming out this week. So that is our only installment from the IDW Dark corner of things. There is a crime corner coming soon, but here is the Dark Twilight Zone. We've got issue 5, A, a B, and a 1 in 15. The 1 in 15 is pretty cool. I like it with the tentacle coming out of the old underwater helmet thing. But then the Francavilla in the middle is part of a connecting cover set. So, you know, today is the connecting cover look ahead or look back or whatever, because here we go. We can look at all these going through the last 5 issues of the Twilight Zone. They all don't matchy perfect, but I think that's kind of intentional. But there you go. That's all 5. And then we can move on over to Dynamite and see what Dynamite has in store. I know I used to have Dynamite in with the other indies, but Dynamite's got so many titles on their own. I felt like they needed their own little call-out segment because we've always got issues of Dynamite. So let's pull them out here. We've got Disney's Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Shiver of Christmas Town. Longest title ever. Issue 3, 2, and 4. Yes, we're going to be showing you 4 covers because it's Dynamite, because that's 4 individual pieces of cover art and then multiple variations of said 4 from there across most of their titles, including this one, which is Gaston #1, because they keep running through these Disney villains. Why not do Gaston next? So Gaston with 2 covers there, and then 2 more here. The silhouette one's probably my favorite. If I were getting it, I'd get the silhouette one, but I'm not gonna. Moving on from here, Gargoyles and Darkwing Duck. Interesting crossover. 2 and 4. There are your other covers on that one. And then finally, Thundar. Thundar the Barbarian, issue 2, coming out with Michael Cho, Matina. Looks like He-Man coming in down below. Linsner and a Bjorn Barons, which is just really, really creepy. Like, I never really thought about what that creature thingy was or what it looked like. And this makes it more real. Like, if it was to be live action, this is what it looked like a living skull. It's pretty messed up. Just saying. Now, I said this used to be in the pile of indies. Let's get to the pile of indies, because we have a whole pile of indies to get through. It's actually a pretty small pile. The larger pile is the list of indies that we are not getting books from. So here's the nothing this week pile with a crap load of indies, which is where I'll take my opportunity to take a sip from my little watermelon Gatorade here. While you see all the titles we're not getting from all these publishers, from Archie, etc., Bad Idea, Distillery, Wake, etc. All of them, nothing doing for this week. I almost put Vault in here by accident, but we do have that Vault book, Nectar, but it's just not in this segment. But what we do have in this segment is Alien. So Alien is giving us the Valiant stuff. We've got Tales of the Shadow Man #3 of 3. This is the end of this series. 2 covers, and then 2 virgin versions of said covers. And there's our Alien offerings. AWA, I forgot. Remember AWA used to be a thing. They had Year Zero and a couple other books people were picking up. Where'd they go? Anyway, but they do have this one title, this Black Moon Ritual, coming out this week. So that's it from AWA. Then we've got Ignition giving us The Beauty. So I still haven't checked out the show. Kind of curious. I just don't have time. I'm trying to play catch up on Amazon with, like I said, Invincible. I still got to finish up Fallout. There's something else I got to watch too. One Piece. I got to get up to speed on One Piece where season 2 comes out. But Beauty is still going on television right now. And issue 4 of the comic, the current run of the comic from Ignition, is here. We also have issue 2 of this Bloodland book. The first issue didn't grab me. It was okay, but it just didn't grab me. Though I do kind of like that B cover. Looks like a Harley Quinn mixed with Eminem. I don't know. Interesting. But that's Ignition. We then have Invader, giving us actually 3 titles, I think. We've got Artillery, the Weapons of Art, the final issue of this series, issue 3 of 3. Sorry, I didn't put the end on everything. We got issue 2 of The Digger. So this one just started, but here's issue 2. And then we've got Do Not Disturb with issue 2 as well. We got this little murder mystery thing here with 2 covers. So pick whichever one you like and go with that. Speaking of 2 covers, Iron Age is giving us Deadhead with 2 options. So you've got 1 and 2. A or B. Pick your cover for issue 4 of Deadhead. And there you go, from Iron Age. Keen Spot, meanwhile, is giving us something. I don't know who wants this. Pooh Bear Adventures. And yes, Winnie the Pooh is now open for everyone to use, but that doesn't mean you have to. We don't need those weird horror movies. We don't need whatever this is. I don't know. Just leave Winnie the Pooh alone. It's just not right. It doesn't look right. It's like weird sounding Muppets. I don't know. It's these 2. What's with the slacks? It's just weird to me. Doesn't look like Winnie the Pooh. Well, I guess he's not called Winnie the Pooh, just called Pooh Bear. Whatever. Keen Spot, though, issue 1, if you want to read those. I think it's all ages, so it's not some crazy-ass horror version. But still, I don't know. It's there if you want it. Mad Cave, we've got Astro Quantum #2, and then Defenders of the Earth, Dark Destiny #3. I'm intrigued by this exploit book, this #1, especially the cover A. It's kind of grabbing me. Something to do with the tech market and some sort of mystery. I don't know. Could be an interesting read. I might check out this cover A on this one. It's like a story from the perspective of a journalist doing some research or something. From what I remember off the top of my head of reading a little synopsis. But also from Mad Cave, we got these other titles. We got Speed Racer and Whatever Happened to Crimson Justice. That is a Panosian cover, but I am not picking up that title normally. So, but it's there. Along with this from Midnight Factory, we've got 7 Years in Darkness, the Schmalky storyline. What issue we had? Year 3, issue 4. So 2 covers, A, B, and a 1 in 10, if you want those. And then we have Red 5. See, we're almost near the end already of the indie books. We got Afterburn issue 4 of 4, wrapping up that storyline. And then we'll go on over to Titan. And we have this Blade Runner Black Lotus issue 4. I believe this might be wrapping up this series as well, this Las Vegas. I really like the Raymond Gay cover there, the first one with the sword. Well, they actually all have swords. But that first one, not the middle, not the one with Cleopatra, but the, yeah, I don't know. I just like it. I think it's cool. And that is it for our indies. So let's get on over to Facsimiles, because we have one facsimile with a crap load of covers this week. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Facsimile should be one cover, but we're getting it. And the facsimile of the week is something we've already seen reprinted a couple times before, but since it's the anniversary of Marvel Team Up Spider-Man Meets Invincible, we are getting it yet again. So here you go, facsimile reprint of that issue 14 of Marvel Team Up, but coming from Image. That's just doing the reprint. And then we also have a blank if you want to get some sketches. And then here are the rest of the covers we're going to get. Some of these could be popular, too, with collectors. I don't know, because Eric Larson doing a cover is kind of fun. Ryan Otley doing another one over there. I mean, that's also interesting. McFarlane. This McFarlane cover is probably going to be one that people are going to go look for, especially with him drawing Spidey. I mean, how often do we get McFarlane doing Spidey? Bagley over on the other side. I'm going to leave McFarlane up for our last one is Saviok. Is that how you say his name? Anyway. But that's our facsimile for this week. Just this one title, the Marvel Team Up, done many, many times. And speaking of many, 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 here we go. Brace yourself. I wanted this to be under an hour, but I can't because of this. You'll see. Later prints. Killing me. Killing me this week. And if you want to play catch up, now is your chance. Especially over on the Absolute side of things. First, why? Here you go. Absolute Batman. 1 through 12. The 11th print for number 1. The 8th print for number 2. We have the 7th print of number 3. The 6th print of number 4. We have the 5th print of number 5, as well as the 5th print of number 6. We'll stick with that 5th on the number 7, go to 3rd print on number 8, and we're going to stick with the 3rd printing as we roll through numbers 9, numbers 10, numbers 11, numbers 12. I'm sorry, did I say 12? I was mistaken. We still have 2 more. 3rd print on number 13 and 3rd print on number 14. Then we'll go to Absolute Superman for the 7th print of number 1, the 5th print of number 2. We've got the 4th print of number 3, the 3rd print of number 4. Stick to the 3rd for 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. Whew. Wonder Woman. Let's not leave her behind. Absolute Wonder Woman with the 8th print of number 1, the 6th print of number 2, 5th of 3, 4th of 4. And let's get to the 3rds for numbers 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. And let's do number 11 for good measure. But it's an uneven number, so I can't have a matchy with it. But don't worry, we still have more from DC, because if you haven't fell behind enough on other books, well, here's your time to catch up on the All-In Special number 1 with a 3rd printing of that one with 2 covers. Boom, boom. Also, 2nd prints for these KO tie-ins with Aquaman versus Hawkman. You got Night Fight number 2. We've got the Harley Quinn versus Zatanna. We've got Harley Quinn versus Zatanna, the B cover. So, yeah, we got 2 covers on that one. And then we've got these 3 books with these fights for all of the fights being redone. Red Hood versus Joker, Luthor versus the Demon, and Cyborg versus the Swamp Thing. For you to catch up before you see the end of this whole KO event. Then we'll go over to Marvel, who is not to be undone. Granted, they're not going to do as many as just DC just did. But they've got plenty. Starting off first with Psylocke Ninja number 1. Awesome art germ on that regular one. And then you have the, what was the foil cover, but now without the foil as the 1 in 25. you've got Rogue #1, Nakayama on the regular print, and then a 1 in 25 Scotty Young, but without the trade dress. Then we'll get on to the Ultimates, and they're going to be giving us a whole bunch of reprints as well through the first 6 issues with 1 in 10 incentives for those. Starting off with a third print for issue 1 with a 1 in 10. And then we've got a second print for issue 2, also with a 1 in 10, featuring the character being introduced. Issue 3, the She-Hulk on the 1 in 10. That's a second print there. Third printing here on this number 4 with the Doom, because, yeah, we had the Ultimate Doom, which was a big deal. 1 in 10 there on the number 4. Number 5 with Hawkeye on the 1 in 10. And then number 6 with, I think this is the Hulk on number 6. And that is it for our later printings, which will take us right to the best of the week. And these are my favorite covers of the week, which I kind of gave you away while we were doing the show. But yeah, let's just run through them anyway. My favorite incentive of the week is that Bjorn Barron's Darth Maul book. It's just excellent. I dig it. It's cool. 1 in 25. I want it. I didn't order one. I'm just going to have to see if I can get lucky and find one for a price that I want to pay. I don't want to pay a premium. And if it is a premium, I'll just wait. And maybe I'll get it. Maybe I won't. But I do like it. And I do like this one, which I did get and will be getting, and that's Amazing Spider-Man number 23, the Ivan Talavera, because it's, again, phenomenal. So I don't need the incentive. I'll stick with the trade dress. Good enough for me. Issue 23, and I'm good with it. And with that, it's a little over an hour, but I got through it, and we are all done for the day. So with that, thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the support you have here for not only for me, but for the channel as well. Checking out all the things we do have here. But for this week, that's my rundown, and that's all I got for you, folks. No more to be done. No more to be said. But I will have more content coming your way in the days ahead. I might shift the schedule around a little bit. We'll see how things go. Just trying to work things to fit on not only my schedule, but make sense for viewers as well, along with the live shows that we also have running here on the channel. Again, we're so close to 10,000 subs. Please keep telling your friends. We're nearly there. And yeah, with that, I'll see you all later with some more content. All right.